Monday, December 15th, calling the select board to order. First items up are consider additions or adjustments to the agenda. One addition is sanding the gravel pit road for contractor access. There is an adjustment to the header for 15. It's just all Holmes Meadow. It's not specifically gravel from the town's pit. There's been a request to add items for Rosemary. Does that cover it, or do you want to list all of them out, or just give you a section?
Just add my section.
Yours is, yep, okay. There's been a request for a revolving loan fund. And are there any others? Adrian, Paul?
Nope.
Peter?
Nope, that covers it. I think that covered it.
Retroactive fee approval for a background check. Those will be scattered throughout the agenda. Next item up, invoices and orders. They're going around, haven't heard anything. Next item up is public comment or announcements. Are there any public comments or announcements? Hearing none. We do have a pretty packed meeting. We're going to keep going. Are there any select board issues or concerns or updates?
A quick concern, I just want to make sure that we're using SharePoint to its fullest. I was looking for stuff in there, and it doesn't seem like we're putting everything in there in a place where at least I can find it.
What are you able to see, or do you see like the basic
Well,
file
just as I
structure?
was looking through it, for example, the contract for the report for the staffing study, the final one wasn't under where the contract was. And the contract that was in there was named just contract, but it didn't say for what. You know, just sort of, I think we need to kind of think about how we're using it.
Yeah, right now we've just been using it to build the agenda packets.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've landed. I mean, I haven't been sliding stuff into it. Unfortunately, hopefully with a new TA, could have
If we
those
could have
things
it
slide.
before that, that'd be good. Yeah.
I'll work on it for you, Paul.
Okay. Enough said.
I don't know of any planned purchases. All right. Mike Dunham would like us to delay item number 5. So I think in the interest of knowing that we'll be here, we'll just move that right to the end. And Justin Mason said he'd be able to join us at 7. So, seems like a good place for Mike Mignone to go over his request for the revolving loan fund. Understanding there may need to be an executive session, and if there is, that's probably gonna be at the end of the meeting to not inconvenience everybody else.
Oh, yeah, I'm available.
So is there anything you'd like to present?
Where did we leave off with, do you have the paperwork in hand to provide the loan app and the logistics of what we're asking for and why?
We have the letter from LEDC, but I don't
But
have
not the paperwork,
the
okay.
full paperwork.
We're requesting $40,000 from the revolving loan fund for 2 weeks of operating costs. We have a closing date of the 23rd, so a week from tomorrow. We've been approved for the mortgage, and insurance is all in place. Everything is ready to go. We're ready to move money into the escrow account to purchase the building, which would leave us short for operating expenses. We're at about $25,000 a week in operating. I can cover about 5 of that until we finish that up. So the 40,000 is for payroll and hardware inventory. That would secure the financial future and make sure the store doesn't go anywhere once we own it.
Okay,
Which I think is a big, important, to protect all of our investments, since you guys have, invested as well.
certainly. Will you be here for the full meeting?
Yes.
Can we go into executive session at the end of the meeting and make our finding out of that?
Yes.
And
Do you want me to, go, because I just came from doing some jobs, so I wasn't at the store. I can grab anything, so if you let me know what you need, you know. I did have the profit and loss and all our paperwork in that packet, but it sounds like you didn't get it, so if you want.
If you could get that, that would be helpful, I think. And like I said, we'll have our finding and motion out of executive session, but we're kind of jumbling things up to make it work for employees and
Yeah.
everybody else. So if you're comfortable with coming back,
Yeah,
I gotta say, we're not gonna be there till 9.
I don't care what time we're here, so this is the most important thing I got going on in my life right now.
All right.
All right, I'll go grab the paperwork and I'll be back.
I'm here for moral support. I'm not coming back.
Well, thank you. Noted.
We consider you having morally supported. Thank you.
Okay, next up, Rosemary, you have the floor.
Okay, I'm asking for the annual Christmas holiday pay. It's $150 per employee.
Somebody make a motion?
So moved.
That is very direct. Does that cover the request? The so moved?
Well, I need a second.
Can I get a second? All right. Further discussion?
Discussion? Is that the normal amount? Has that been, I don't know what we've done in years past.
Last year they increased it $50 because it had been 100 for many, many years.
We were wealthy last year. It was 100 when I got on the board.
Mhm.
And that's all town employees.
It seems like it should be like a percentage increase each year or something, or I don't know, like,
Now it's time to budget for it.
can we do like a 2 or 3% increase each year or something?
We could just tack on another $25.
I like the 150 for this year, and then it's a good idea. Let's look at the budget as we do it.
Okay.
I hear you. If we budget for it, it's a lot easier because you can just say it's covered.
Mhm.
There's an increase of X.
Okay.
Although, oops, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so it's a small nod to appreciating our employees. So we thank you all.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it.
Thank you very much from the employees.
Are
And
you on the E&Os or do you have
E&Os.
more things other than that?
that was the only 2 things I had.
I think E&Os should go under.
Or do you want Justin to talk about these?
Yeah, we can talk with them about them. Okay. Without Justin here, we're gonna get mixing up a little bit. Carl, can you provide your update? Move you up ahead of him. Sorry, thank you for waiting.
Sorry I didn't get this report done, so it could be in your packet last week, but I did email a copy to you this evening for your convenience if you.
Thank you, Carl. I'll take one for Mike. Thanks.
This is a paper copy in case you didn't have one.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, so I'm not gonna, read the whole thing to you, I'll just try to hit the highlights, starting out with the NBRC grant in the industrial park. Last month, I reported on 6 permit applications that were filed between the October report and November report. And this month, I can tell you that at least one of those, the water construction permit, has been issued. And we did get feedback from the state that they're looking for more information on the stormwater construction permit application. Mumley Engineering has acknowledged that and said that they could provide that soon. And then there are 2 off-site mitigation matters that we've been dealing with for the Act 250 permit application. One of those regarding the prime ag soil mitigation is on your agenda. On the agenda that I have, it's listed as item 13A. So we'll get to that later in the meeting. And then the other mitigation is about the deer wintering area. It was proposed some time ago, years ago maybe, that the Prindle lot would be used as the offset for the loss of the deer wintering area and the industrial park property. And that requires a conservation easement. And I think the last time I was here, or maybe in November, I asked you if the board was in favor of following that procedure for selling property as suggested by your town attorney. Well, that's related to this. So we received a sample conservation easement from the Department of Fish and Wildlife. I reviewed it and had some comments and sent it off to Mr. Fletcher, your attorney. And we had some conversations by email about it. And now he has been authorized to contact the general counsel from Fish and Wildlife, who provided that sample so that they could try to work things out. And in the meantime, he had asked me to provide some information that could be used for the attachment to the conservation easement, which sort of describes what the property is. And I have sent that off to Mr. Fletcher. Your last meeting, you adopted the town sewer service ordinance, and that evening.
Carl, can I interrupt just a second? When you said work things out on the agreement, are there things with the easement that are problematic, or just a matter of describing the property?
Mr. Fletcher is your advocate, so he has proposed some changes to improve the town's position in the agreement without trying to completely overhaul or make it difficult, in my opinion. There were a lot of editing changes that needed to be made. Like I said, it was a sample. We actually found the names of 2 different towns in the document, so it must have been a draft that they pulled from somewhere and sent to us. There were sections, like we skipped from number 3 to 5, I think, or maybe 4 to 6. So
Okay, so it doesn't sound like there's insurmountable issues.
No, I would not
It's
describe, like I said,
administrative,
other than the edits, it's, I would say, mostly Mr. Fletcher looking out for the town's interests, but not major concerns, I don't think.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
The town sewer service area ordinance adopted at your last meeting, and that evening I did notify the newspaper to go ahead with the ad, which should have been in the newspaper last Thursday. And Lydia from your staff handled the posting of that notice in the 5 public places here in town. For the consulting forester that we talked about previous meetings, the deadline for submitting proposals was last Tuesday. We did not receive any proposals. I did, however, back in November, have a conversation with a local forester who was giving some advice and seemed to suggest that he would help us, but maybe not on as a formal arrangement as what we've outlined in the RFP. I did call him last week and looking for a call back from him. But we also received communication, I'm not sure how it came into the office, that a logger is interested in the work. So if there's nothing else, then maybe we would deal directly with that logger to get the work done. So a question I have for you is, for some work like that, what are the town's bidding requirements? Is there a hard and fast rule that it would have to go out to bid, or can the select board waive that requirement if there is one?
Our procurement policy, I mean, anything over $10,000 should be sealed bid with an RFP. It's the one we
Okay.
signed.
I'll get an idea from this gentleman, what he thinks it might cost, so we could then prepare a plan.
Yep.
But also related to that, it's been suggested that if there is need to get rid of the chips, if that's how the contractor chooses to dispose of, clean up the trees and the treetops, that the chips could be used at the gravel pit. After the home's metal soil is put down, the chips might be laid down as mulch there. Just a suggestion.
Or tree board would like them, or beautification committee would like them. Yeah. Depending how much there is and stuff. Yeah.
There should be quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you could think about that and let us know where they could be stored. Another possibility is if you have a place where you could pile them so that the public could just come help themselves to take chips for whatever mulching that they might want to do.
Yeah.
And I think last regarding the industrial park and NBRC is item 13B on my agenda, that getting the approval of the grant agreement amendment, and Evan to sign that tonight. On the building communities grant welcome center, the deposit check was sent to the contractor, and that was a deposit that was stated in the proposal last May. And the trail committee selected a color of the roofing material that's to be used at the welcome center. That's not for the roof, I understand, but for like the wainscoting part of one of the walls. That was relayed to the contractor, and he said he expects to start work this month. Last report, I may have mentioned to you that the state rail trail office was out and decided that a lease agreement is needed with the town. The town is using some state property that comes with the rail trail to put in kiosk, and I think there's a bike rack, and I think there might either is or is planned to be an electric charging station. Basically, these would be in front of the welcome center, in the area between the welcome center and the actual trail. Doug Moldy from the committee met with them out there that day, and they decided that this leased area would be 16 feet by 105 feet. And this was turned over to me to get taken care of, and so what I was asked to do was review the sample, and I think I reported to you last time, I didn't see anything objectionable in that sample lease agreement they sent to us. And I provided the sketches that they were looking for that agreement, or for that lease. Hadn't received anything. And so last week I sent out an email asking about it, and then I got a reply that would be sent the next day. Still haven't seen it, but now I'm thinking that the person who sent it might have been saying that it would be sent to the other state team members for their collective review and not sent to the town. We should get that soon. An RTC member had the material for 2 kiosks stored at his property, including in his garage, which he would like to use during the winter. So we started a search to find an alternative storage space, and that has been found, and those materials have been moved. That RTC member, the chairman, and I agree that those kiosks should be installed by a contractor, because it needs to be done right from the very first step. That's digging the holes and set the posts. Those holes need to be dug so that the poles are level at the top, so that everything else is level. If you don't get those holes dug just right, it's going to be very hard to and make the kiosk look proper. And then last, a recent matter that came up was the placement of some rail trail signs. So this goes back to that visit in October. And then the rail trail, people from the rail trail office proposed to make some sign changes. Those new locations are in your town road rights of way. So it requires the select board approval to put signs there. So those are on your agenda, on my number 14 on the agenda that I have. It's the approved placement of rail trail signs. The VORIC grant, which is the rail trail scoping study, we're moving that along to a final closeout report that's due at the end of December, and with that, we'll submit the one and only reimbursement request for the grant money that was awarded. And as indicated here in the notes, we've obtained now all of the invoices and the information from the 3 public meetings, which were to be used to help document the process. So the RERC, some news since the last report. You appointed steering committee members. Those members were informed of their appointment. Also from the last report, I did reach out to original steering committee members and learned which ones were interested in being reappointed or which ones wanted to drop out. Then last week, we received, it'll be 2 weeks ago now, December 3rd and 4th, we received emails from EPA. The first email sent what they called a scheduler, a Google form that listed 41 dates or time periods for conducting the 2-day community workshop. They asked our steering committee to give information about their availability on those dates. So I need to compile the responses and submit that to EPA. Then they also sent another email the next day about something they call peer convening. So they have a half-day virtual meeting where EPA provides more information about the process, and former grantees will tell about their process and the product that they got out of this planning process. And then EPA asked that the main point of contact and 1 or 2 steering committee members attend that peer convening, which would be sometime in late January or February. Something new on this monthly report is the Holmes Meadow floodplain restoration contract. You have a lot of items on your agenda tonight related to that. I was asked to step in to help with this, and I attended the December 8th pre-construction meeting, which is where all of these items came out of. I'll restate that it was a very positive meeting with the contractor, the County Planning Commission, and the professionals you've hired, Weston & Sampson and SLR. Everybody was working together to try to come up with a good plan to make this project move along efficiently. And I hope when we get to discussing these matters, you'll see that that's the case and approve these various actions that are needed. The contractor would actually like to start work this week. I told him today in a telephone conversation that he should wait until he gets the notice to proceed, which he should get tomorrow. I'll send an email to SLR advising them that the contract was approved and signed tonight, So SLR then could issue the notice to proceed, and then your contractor, Boulder Excavation, could begin mobilizing and start the clearing work that needs to be done this week. And I think they want to get right into that, the digging of the test pits in coordination with Weston and Sampson. They want to do all of those, and there's dozens and dozens of those test pits that need to be dug per a grid that they have, so they can meet the state's requirements for testing the soil in that site. That's all that I was going to highlight. So we can backtrack now in case the select board has any questions on what I provided.
Does anybody have questions on Carl's report? A lot of the big things are already in our agenda, and we're gonna see them again, so. About any of those things?
Very thorough as usual. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Carl. You wanna stay there and we'll just keep going through these?
Sure.
Justin's not here for his items yet, so just trying to keep things moving. Next item up is the industrial park. There are 2 items for the industrial park. One is retroactive approval for Primag soil mitigation fee. Carl touched on that, but the Primag soil that we're offsetting in Gomo Town Forest doesn't meet the full acreage that we need based on natural
Based on
lines,
that
divisions.
the stream and the pond provide a very clear delineation of Primag soil off of the roadside. If you went further to get that additional half acre, then what I was told was that the town would have to hire a surveyor to go out and survey that and provide a meets and bounds description. So it was suggested that it would definitely be faster to pay the mitigation fee on a half acre, and maybe even cost less than hiring the surveyor to prepare something. And as Evan said, would be a retroactive or reaffirmation of a decision that was made to advise Mumley to go ahead and propose this plan.
So could I get a motion from the board to retroactively approve a $1,900 expense?
So moved.
All right, motion and a second. I do have a further discussion question. Can this come out of the grant match reserve fund, Rosemary?
I don't see why not.
I mean, it is for grant matching. It wasn't a planned for cost. Is the board comfortable with that?
Sure.
Yep.
Paul?
Yeah, matching. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you
We
need
have-
that to be added to the motion, Rosemary, or is it pretty clear?
You probably should make a motion on it.
So could we amend the motion to use $1,900 of the grant match reserve fund for this $1,900 expense? Is that a,
Second's fine with that.
well,
Yep.
motion and seconder is friendly?
We
Yeah.
have plenty in that account.
Yes.
Yeah, although I think we already spoke for like 550 grand in it. There's still other. All right, if that's clear enough, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the ayes have it. The next item up for the industrial park is approve an authorized signature for the MBRC grant. This is just because our AO, what's the acronym?
Authorized official.
Oh, okay, this is because our AO has left. The board made a motion, but Carl has prepared it. So now the proposal is to make a motion to adopt approving the NBRC grant agreement amendment number 4 dated November 17th, 2025, which would make me the AO. Somebody want to make that motion?
So do we need to name a signatory?
You named a signatory, and
We
I
named
filled
it.
out a form for that, sent it to NBRC, and then they send back the grant agreement to amendment
Okay.
to take
Oh,
another
we
step
already
in the
discussed
process.
this.
It's the government. Oh, there was a motion for it, but now we have to make a motion to approve the amendment.
Motion to approve the motion. Okay,
Motion to approve them.
I make a motion that we approve the amendment
Number 4.
number 4 dated November 17th, 2025.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
You're,
Yeah. Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the ayes have it. Can I e-sign that? Or do you have a?
I have it here.
You have a clean copy?
I'll give you both of these to sign when
Okay.
we get through the items.
Next item up on our agenda is the approval of 2 railroad-related signs in the town's rights of way. Carl has pictures, and could you provide a brief description of this for the public? Do you want me to
Yes,
do my best?
So these signs belong to the State Rail Trail Office, I am told. So they will take responsibility for providing the one new sign and for moving these. So the first sign is actually a combination of signs I'll refer to. It's a large brown parking symbol sign with 2 smaller symbols for cycling and snowmobiling, and then a sign that says rail trail underneath it. It would be moved from a point near where Lenway intersects with Railroad. I'm sorry, it would be moved from a point along Lenway to a point near the intersection of Lenway and Railroad Street, so somewhere near the existing Lenway Lane street name sign. So same sign, just moving it up the street a ways.
This sign, are we saying parking is when you get into Old Mill Park? Or are we saying parking is over
You talking about the blue one or the brown?
the
one?
brown one?
The brown one's for rail trail parking.
But where are they parking? Are they
Well,
parking?
there's going to be that sign out at the intersection, and then there's going to be another sign, which is the second item. There's an small existing blue and white parking sign. They're proposing to change that, make it a brown sign again, but make it larger. And also include with it an arrow, a directional arrow.
To go into Old Mill Park?
Yes,
Okay. So we're not saying parking, because you know that little area where like the food shelf parks and stuff? Do you know
I'm
that?
sorry, where?
Do you know that to the left over here
Right before the town garage.
Yep.
is like food shelf parking? We're not saying that area. Okay.
No, they're trying to direct them down to, down towards Old Mill Park.
Can they put an arrow with this one, like going straight? So it's like clear to go that way?
I can ask that question.
Okay. Thank you.
And this is the state paying for it. They just need our permission,
Yes, because
To
it's in your
relocate.
road rights of way.
the 2 signs within our rights of way. How would the board like to proceed with this?
I'll make a motion to approve the installation of a Lamoille Valley Rail Trail parking sign with arrow in the Lenway Lane right away. Installation of the brown rail trail parking. Second, snowmobiling sign assembly in the Railroad Street right of way near Lenway Lane, with whatever arrows are necessary.
Okay.
Seconded.
Further discussion?
Did this request from V-Trans?
Came from
Sorry.
Jackie Casino, didn't it?
Yes,
V-Trans, okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
well, rail trail, but rail trail division of V-Trans.
okay.
Okay, all those in agreement signify by saying aye.
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 Those in non-agreement say nay. The ayes have it. Okay, Carl. I do see that Justin is on. I hate jumping back and forth.
Okay.
Believe there's people that are here. Don't need to hold them up. So don't leave because we haven't gotten to all your items yet. But thank you.
Okay.
So we're back up on item number 6 for the board. Justin, are you unmuted?
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, perfect. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, and yourself?
Thank you.
So-
Did you do the uncommon place already?
No, every one of your items, we skipped over. I will admit, I have an E&O certificate here, and I thought that was gonna fall more under Rosemary, but you weren't logged on, so I don't think we should add it to this meeting, although it's really just paperwork. Is that gonna mess things up too much for you if we wait a couple of weeks for that?
The errors in admission?
Yeah,
I'm unaware. I thought that was already approved. What the names on it?
why is it here? Transco,
We haven't approved them yet.
VOJ, yeah, I don't think we have approved them.
Oh. Those were submitted. What date was my signature? That was back in November.
Yeah, November 4th. But we don't have the board's signature on it. We could do it if there's any scoffs. We could retroactively do it again in our next meeting if it's a problem for the board.
I would recommend doing that due to the end of year, December 31st deadline for the grant list.
Rosemary's nodding her head yes. Okay. Wonderful. Let's start with uncommon accommodations. We will be adding the E&Os. If there's any issue with the public, we'll retroactively approve that addition.
And
We'll
I
get
will
you
note
notes.
the
Alright.
errors in admission, the utilities on that, that's a statutory state mandate that we need to do.
Yeah.
So uncommon place, that is the uncommon accommodations on Route 15. They have the tiny homes and whatnot along the river. We're officially turning that into a private drive because there are 7 year-round dwellings down there. But they're all off of one. I confirmed that there's not additional development happening that would require an additional road name. The Historical Society has approved it as place, as lane, and amended it as place. So unless there's any questions on that, that one should be good to go.
Yeah, the Johnson Historic Society approved it. Did you get clarification between lane and place from them?
Yes, it is place.
Okay. So we just need a,
Move to approve the request to rename the private road as Uncommon Place.
I'll second.
motion and a second, further discussion.
Is this to rename it or to name it?
I think it's to name it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an assignment versus a readdressing. They will be losing their Route 15 address, but the private road is being established.
So I'll remove renaming to naming.
Sounds good.
Friendly?
Mhm.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Next up, Justin, E911 sign and assignment policy. I do have to take this.
Okay.
And have you folks seen and reviewed the sign policy and ordinance?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you like it? I
Yeah.
think it's first question. Do you agree with everything that it says?
I think so. Did you have specific concerns with it, Justin?
Not necessarily. It goes on to further discussion of other things. One is being section 5 or section V, street signs. So one of my questions to the board is if how you interpret that section. I can follow up with my second question, or can you answer that one first?
My interpretation as written,
Correct.
I don't know if you're gonna like it. I mean, it says all signs shall be installed and maintained to the highest degree possible allowed by budget considerations. Right? Is that the specific one you're asking about?
Exactly.
My read on it when this was signed in 1997, before Adrian and I were born. We could get an attorney to read it, but it kind of sounds like they were placing the costs on the town. It's just an individual read. I'm not a lawyer. So,
That's how I was interpreting it. To that highest degree possible, which I think is a little subject to how the board and how the town's budgeting. But it sounds like there's meant to be a budget in there. But also this, I don't know if it's meant to cover private road signs. If it was meant for the town. But I can understand where it would cover private road signs with this language. So I'm just want to make sure. So in my position, I try really hard to follow all the policies, ordinances, like best practice, and not do favoritism, etc. And with that, with this ordinance in place, I want to make sure I'm following what this ordinance says, along with Vermont statute, but what the ordinance is. And then making sure I understand that. And if there is open to interpretation, make sure that I'm following what the board's overall interpretation is at that time, et cetera.
do you remember much about this, Rosemary?
I know for private road signs, the homeowner has paid for them in the past, but the town would install them.
Yeah.
And typically a sign is less than $50.
Yeah, but isn't the post and everything
that doesn't
else
include
crazy
post.
expensive? We went through this years ago. It was hundreds of dollars.
I think town may have used post or something like that. What they had on stock, on hand.
I mean, to me, it sounds like the mere fact that there's interpretation, we should probably
Update it.
update this ordinance.
Mhm.
I mean, look at who signed it. There's a guy named Eric T. Osgood that signed it. He's like, he saw the dinosaurs.
Well, what do we want it to say? That we pay for private road signs or not pay for private road signs?
We need clarity, for
Yeah.
sure. I think a new private road sign the town should not be liable for paying for. But if there's a change due to errors of the town, maybe.
Do they pay for it through us? Like,
I think Brent Tomlinson used the did we get ours made in Barrie or something?
Yeah.
I think he went there and ordered it like through Jason, but paid for it. And that was the last one I remember having that conversation about.
so we tell them how much and they pay for it?
Yeah, sometimes, the town will order it, then we tell the homeowner how much it is. And before they install it, the homeowner pays it.
That's
The
just a
town.
private road.
Something else on top of that. I haven't reviewed the driveway ordinance necessarily, but are there rules in that requiring street signs, private road signs to be put in certain places? Because I'm thinking it's a good way to have checks and bounds without official zoning.
I don't know what the driver ordinance is.
Oh, driveway.
Driveway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
Access
even
road.
in the driveway ordinance?
Hmm?
Is that even in the driveway ordinance?
I thought that just established the fee. Really, and said you
Right,
had
and
to
then you have to go through the road foreman or works director.
For now, I would say that history has proven private roads or signs are paid for by the person on the private road. I don't know what the rest of the board feels, and this should be redone for a little bit of clarity
Yeah.
and probably grammatical fixes. How do you feel, Paul? You're like real quiet over there.
I'm fine with that. I think we should rewrite this to be clearer and make our decision on private road signs, but I think if somebody wants private road, it makes sense that they pay for it. The town put it in so it meets all the standards.
Okay. Yeah, let's rewrite it.
On ordinance will be fun.
So I have a couple of things I'd like to say about that. If you're going to do that, then maybe you should take a look at the first part of it where it says general numbering system guidelines. You have a word in here that's in for interpretation, and it's usually. Usually we do this, and usually we do that, but sometimes we don't have to, if we usually don't feel like it.
Which, if we were to redo the ordinance, we would look at the whole thing. That's a very good point, thank you.
And also, at the future development, which I paid a lot of money for my Act 250 permit. And I have to ask, when an Act 250 permit enters this building, what happens to it?
So you're talking about a town E911 ordinance versus a state Act 250 board, which
Absolutely.
they're rehauling anyways.
Exactly, but it says right here,
Are you worried about your land records?
oh no, not at all. It says prior to the issuance of a permit, which I had to get sign off from the town of Johnson and the town of Hyde Park, okay? A developer shall furnish a plan for a street naming and street numbering system in accordance with this ordinance to the Board of Selectmen, which I did, and you approved it.
A board,
And so did Hyde
a board
Park.
did in the past, yes, for sure. I'll have to look the minutes up. I think you're getting at probably the next item.
Yeah,
We're talking about a read on an ordinance right now. The general consensus I'm getting, Justin, is that we need to amend the ordinance, and changing ordinances takes public hearing time, and is it 30 days, Rosemary? Anyways,
I appreciate that.
I would go forward with what we've dealt with historically,
Okay.
and this is gonna need to get on the list of old business. Not necessarily, maybe we should rename that list behind business.
So number 3 on the E911 sign and policy on my notes here. If the town changes an E911 address due to an error by the town, it's the town or the property owner then responsible for the E911 sign replacement. It sounds like historically it's been on the property owner. But if the town has signed an address incorrectly, but we've given out the previous one, in my opinion, I think it'd be right to pay for that new sign. It's like 20, depends on if it's double-sided or not, but it'd be $25 or so.
It would probably be right if it was an error of the town for us to pay to fix.
Yeah, if it's town error, it's town money.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, if it's town error, then it's town responsibility.
Even if it's a private road.
If it's town error.
Yeah, town error. Are you in agreement with that? Keep
I
moving.
think there need to be checks and so forth. Example being like Tiffany's Way that we just named above Collins Hill Road. During communications, that was Tiffany's with a Y. Talks like that in writing for months. And then one of our recent communications, I noticed he spelled Tiffany with an I. So I asked follow up, is that meant to be an I or a Y? And I haven't heard anything. But I think in that situation, if the town paid for it, but then they said, oh no, that's incorrectly, but we have a paper trail showing that we did verification, then we wouldn't be liable for that. That's kind of one off, but just to show there are some special circumstances, I think.
Has that been resolved?
No, still, I haven't heard back.
Oh, you haven't heard back,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
All right. Is that the last of the E911 sign and assignment policy
Yes.
items?
Yep. So to close off on that, the select board will put forward the recommended edits and then go through the town attorney and then do the hearing process, et cetera.
Yes.
Okay. And then the Melody Lane and Budget Hill E911 assignments.
Let's handle Melody Lane first. It sounds like we got people that are here that are interested in it. I'll make Mudgett Hill easy. Justin.
So the town of Johnson. Oh, hi folks, by the way. Bobby and Matt. But the town of Johnson has their address as 384 Melody Lane. Then during conversation, I think it was with like Consolidated Communications or Fiber or someone, they asked for verification of the 384 Melody Lane because the excuse me, the town of Hyde Park had it as 428 Melody Lane. So I did the measurements, and the 428 was more correct than the 384. The measurements equal out to be closer to 424. But since the town of Hyde Park had 428, the measurements for E911 and safety purposes measured out to the 428 as well, and not the 384. We aligned it with Hyde Park. And that is where we were at as a town. Everything was issued and reported with the land records in the post office. But the property owners present do not like this, I would say. I let them speak themselves on their side.
So the recommendation from you to the select board is to change their E911 assignment to 428 from 384. Is that correct?
That is correct. Oh, and there's also been some history though, from the town and E911 perspective to take into consideration. That road has been readdressed a few different times. I was talking with Tyler Hermanson at the E911 State Board, and it was initially numbered incorrectly, like Hyde Park or Johnson started at the wrong end and then numbered it backwards. So it was changed around 2001, then again 2006, and then in 2011 as well. I'm not sure exactly which properties were affected, but I just know that Melody Lane as a whole had addressing issues. And then the town of Hyde Park sent a notice, and I'm not sure what year, but within the past few years, to change their address to 428, and that notice wasn't used or applied. It was applied by the town, but not by the individual property owners.
Understood.
And that's all I have for right now.
Would you like to speak, Bobby?
I'll speak for just 1 second. You guys have Google Maps?
I have Google. It's
You
on.
have your
it's
Google
on the
Maps, put in
internet.
384 Melody Lane and tell me where the arrow points.
Is that the basis of E911 measurements?
My address has been 384 since 1997. I didn't call the number, somebody else did. Changing the sign and who pays for the sign is peanuts. Who's changing everything in my life?
Understood.
My passport's not right. I own from 350 to 500 on Melody Lane. There's no other place, there's no other driveway. They tell me they're confused. They're causing their own confusion. You gonna drive by a sign that says 384 Melody Lane on it?
When the caller said 384 Melody Lane?
Go back to my original and punch in 384 Melody Lane, Johnson and Hyde Park, Vermont. It's gonna point to my house.
No, actually, I looked
428
today,
is now.
we got 428 and 384 at the same spot now.
Oh, that's the AI right there, Bobby.
It doesn't matter. That makes the person after me wrong. It makes the person after him wrong. Makes the person after him wrong.
There very well may need to be some other assignments made on that road.
I'm gonna call 384 Melody Lane. And the other question I have, I don't own a building in Johnson.
It's not even Johnson issue.
It's not. So I don't understand why we're even here with
My
Johnson.
driveway turns off Melody Lane in Hyde Park.
To speak to that, according to the maps that we have on file, it looks like the access point to their driveway is in Johnson, and then a few hundred feet up turns into Hyde
Nobody
Park.
knows that better than I do.
Oh, maybe we should get a surveyor to find where the town line is.
There you go, survey it, show me where the town line is, I know where it is. There's pins in that road,
They're in the road?
well, off the
quick.
sides, all the way up through there.
Oh,
My driveway comes off Melody Lane in Hyde Park, not in Johnson.
and Hyde Park, I guess, tried
My
to
house is
contact you about
500 or
this.
600 feet into Hyde Park. It's not even Johnson, it's not even close to Johnson. The Melody Lane sign down on Route 15 is in Hyde Park, it's not in Johnson.
Sounds like it's fun.
Yeah. I heard a real smart guy told me one time, he said, what you ought to do is just have the town put a $10 lien on my house. And when I sell it, they can change the address to whatever they want.
I understand this may be an inconvenience for you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing, and it's the same thing I told Justin, and I told the same guy, the high guy from my park. That number will be 384 at the end of my driveway till the day I leave there.
Thank you.
I didn't put the sign there, somebody else did.
I mean,
That's nothing
Bobby,
to do with me.
you did say that you provided the numbering scheme,
Our developer,
so
and you
So-
approved it, because I asked.
a previous board approved it, but you are saying that you paid a developer to come up with a numbering scheme?
No, we're talking about ourselves as a developer because
When
we
we
didn't put our
submitted
whole
So-
our
stuff
Act
last-
so you-
250 permit
So
in.
you submitted this,
And,
the town
yeah,
accepted it, so is
Yeah.
this even an error on the town? Or was it an error in measurement?
it says it right here in your ordinance.
Who measured it?
Who measured it? Who measured it? Who put the sign at the bottom of my driveway?
Where'd the number come from?
I don't know,
Good
magic,
question.
but you proposed the numbers to the board.
No, we asked, what do we use for an address? And that's what we put on our Act 250 permit.
When you wanted to put in a telephone pole or a telephone line, you have to give somebody an address to come and do that. And all part of all that. But it's almost 30 years ago.
Fair enough.
You've been saying your name for how many years? Your name is what? Eben Patch?
Well, now
My
it's
address
George.
is 384 Melody Lane. And now I gotta change it to something that's not.
I hear the frustration. This has nothing to do with any individuals. I can say that. E911 ordinances came down from the state because of safety. Is there
What does
better
it have to do
background?
with my address?
If I call the
It has to do
fire
with how your
department
address
and I
is
say,
derived.
I'm 384 Melody Lane. They see the sign that says 384 at the bottom of my driveway. They turn up the driveway.
Thank you, Bobby.
It's pretty simple.
So how do we fix it?
The board has to decide if we want to reassign it or not. It sounds like it's Hyde Park's to
We
reassign.
need to talk to Johnson first.
Well, you got a conflict in the matter too.
If right here, 428 Melody Lane is in the middle of the woods. Right here, Google Maps.
Gotcha. Thought you said they were both there.
Just a
It was
minute.
the AI taking over.
Is
Justin.
that the way of the world?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
When you get a hold of it, you call
Better
that
words,
one.
right?
384 Melody Lane, got a pin right on my house.
Justin,
Why'd they press
Yeah,
it?
I'm here.
are you 100% sure that that is in Johnson where the entry to their road is?
I would not say 100% sure. But I would say to the best of my professional abilities at the time, it is in Johnson.
Okay, what's the board want to do? Do we even have a choice in the matter? Isn't there a state statute?
We're on a private road. The road goes right through my property.
Justin,
Yes.
we were handed down E911 from the state, correct?
That is correct. And I met with the town of Hyde Park, Alex Goddard, he's their time administrator. We walked the whole road together, with the Roonies as well. And we used a measuring wheel to ensure that the 428 would be correct. And so we went both directions, and it is. My concern, in a way, is that this is all for safety purposes. And the measurements are, let's say, if everything went dark, I don't know, apocalypse happens. I don't know. And you have to get the property, and you don't have GPS, you don't have signs are down or covered, they've been stolen, what have you. And you need to know what the address is. You measure out exactly the footage, and that tells you where that property is. So that's the purpose for it. In their situation, there before their entrance, there is a very large cliff or like boulder block ledge. So you'll get to that if you have the 384, you're trying to get to 384, you'll reach the ledge and say, oh, there's no driveway here. So it's either the driveway before or the driveway outside the road earlier, or you keep going and find their property. It just could lead to a potential delay, but likely you see that you go if you're in a vehicle, you drive by your next driveway is 384 or 428. It also depends on when the dispatch gets the call, they will get triggered to 428 because that's what's in their system. The 384 stays there as historical records for X amount of time. I don't know if it's forever or not. I know at least they're both there for a little while. So I don't want to see anything bad happen to anyone because of conflict with numbering. What the town of Hyde Park has is correct, and now the Johnson has is correct. But if the property owners are not going to acknowledge that ever, then that's not a safe situation. But that's also out of the hands of the town. So yeah. So it's supposed to be a very unindividual process. And I've done address changing before for in Johnson and in St. George. And I've been to multiple select board meetings with multiple residents over it. But the end result was the address was changing, and we put a delay of 90 days to give them time to do it.
Yep.
But that doesn't necessarily mean, et cetera. But if we don't change it, then that just means Johnson Hyde Park are gonna have two different addresses, the same property.
I think the board needs to make a decision.
I don't think we have any considerations. Peter seems to be looking at a map that shows the driveway in Hyde Park.
Do whatever the Roonies want.
Thank you, Mike. If I speak loud enough in the future, you'll give me what I want to. Instead of the side conversations,
Yep, right.
could you come up here and explain to the public what the deal is, Peter? Or would you like to speak to it, Matt?
So I'm just looking at our tax map.
Mm-hmm.
They own this lot on the other side of Melody Lane. Their house is up here. According to this map, the end of their driveway is in Johnson. But their house is in Hyde Park.
Yeah.
And with looking at that tax map, I would say that's what I was using as my professional ability. I haven't gone into the town records vault and personally hold their survey if it's in our records. But otherwise using that source that shows Johnson.
You want more info, Paul?
I should also note that beyond this property on Melody Lane, they are addressed incorrectly. So I intend to change those addresses as well to be correct. And I feel pretty confident doing so. Though I'm also wondering if we don't change this one, like that's just what's to stop the next person from stopping us from changing their address and so on. And just makes my job a lot more difficult and would become assignments versus reassignments, and that's it also get pushed back to the state too if something's incorrect. So I'm in this field because I believe fair and not playing favorites or et cetera. I've gone to not play BA but to full grievances over property values and equity and fairness to make sure everyone's treated equally. So I stand behind that pretty well, but I also recognize that I am appointed by the select board.
Is there any kind of like grace period that happens, or how long does this process usually take to like go into effect, the address change?
I believe for postal services, they're forwarded for 90 days. I believe these folks have a PO box, if that's correct. And then
They don't deliver mail on our road.
Private
It's a
road.
private road. There's mailboxes at the end of the road by Route 15.
then for the E911 site itself, that can take usually within a week or more depending on how busy the board is. They've been redesigning their site, but for a grace period, I've held on for 90 days, especially around the holidays.
Justin, how many other properties need to be renumbered? You mentioned there are others that would be affected.
Yes, there are two of them looks like they might be okay, but there's at least five others. Just on Melody itself.
I have another question. Back in a couple of seconds ago, you mentioned something regarding the consolidated, and it pinpointed, and that's how when you put a call into 911, it goes to 428. But that's if you have a landline. If you don't have a landline, that is not necessarily true. So there's a few different ways that location can be determined depending on what device you use when you call.
Yes, that's correct. So if you have a cell phone, then they would track the location of that cell phone and then pinpoint that, and then use their emergency 911 site system to find that location. So they would still be using that 428 or landmarks thereby, but not using the landline itself as a tracking point.
The other question I have is, you said 5 addresses, there's several addresses out there. That, if you understand the history of that land, there's many lots. And I did notice that somebody has given me an address on my West Melody Lane road, a lot, which is just a woods road. And actually, it looks like somebody extended my road, which is a woods road, beyond Alan Stearns's driveway, and I'd like to know how that happened.
Are you talking about like Google Maps or the tax maps?
No, the E911 viewer.
Okay,
There's a number.
all right,
Mr. Chairman, you'd like to address the Rooney's?
go for it.
Excuse me for being late and missing all the conversation. What would you folks like? Do you believe that your house is in Hyde Park and it should be Hyde Park's issue?
My house is in Hyde Park, absolutely.
Okay, then it
We
should
have an
be.
issue with 384, it's not very far from 428. Our driveway has always had a sign out there that says 384, it's been there for many years, I don't even know who put it there, because we didn't do it. We have one on the telephone pole that's been there since we've lived here, because that's a number that was given to us, that was our number. Now people are trying to change it, and I don't understand why.
Well, I think if their house is in Hyde Park, it should be Hyde Park's issue, not ours anyway.
Their driveways.
But the driveway, Melody Lane,
The driveway entrance
It's
is
based on
Johnson.
a measurement to the entrance of the driveway.
Yeah, well,
So, Justin,
leave well enough alone.
can I
Yes.
rewind? Why are we renumbering houses on that road?
Because the measurements are incorrect, and their house specifically was inconsistent with Hyde Park's records as well.
But there are others that you also are renumbering?
Correct. Correct. There's 499, 801, 875, 949, and 1048. And
1048, the road goes out there another, beyond 1048, and there's buildings out beyond that.
those ones do not have current address assignments, so those I would need to give an assignment is not change.
I just did one word to Peter, he's looking at the map. Go up Melody Lane, above my driveway, to the next one on the left. That one is numbered as 499. And it's way, that should be up in the 600s or 700s. It's not off by just a few digits, it's off by a long ways. And it's probably the same person that measured it.
Justin, were you trying to share your screen?
I am, yes, please.
I feel like this conversation is going nowhere. It's based off of measurements. I understand it creates heartache for the owners, and I am sorry about that. We either need to make a decision or move
You can
on.
try again, Justin.
But who's gonna change the sign at the end of the road?
We
I'm
can-
gonna call it 384, you guys put a sign up there, I'm taking it down, I'm putting 384 back up there.
There's this thing
We can
called,
argue that forever. I'm there every day, are you?
no, I think you know I don't live out there.
I told the guy at Hyde Park the same thing, so don't feel like I'm picking on you guys here.
Obviously, the landowners are not gonna respect the E911 assignment anyways, but it could potentially save a life 20 years from now if you guys sell the place, having it be correct.
When I sell the place, they can change the address.
Maybe the assignment will already be changed by then.
Would you want to show, Justin?
So what was the question?
What are you showing us?
This just a location from Melody Lane, if you want to see what the E911 site looks like. This is our property now, the Hyde Park side showing 428, and this is the Johnson side showing 428. and this looks like a potential boundary here. But yeah, then above here, these are the other properties. So you can see that the 499 and then the 801, that's a significant increase. So that 499 is very incorrect. I have to measure the rest of these to make sure whether addresses need to be, but those are closer to be in line, but all of them are off.
Okay.
Just to see directly.
Okay, thank you.
I feel like we're going around and around in circles.
Yeah.
We're gonna approve the assignment, understanding that they're gonna keep their existing address sign and
You can change the
documentation
address.
and whatever.
Do what you want.
So as far as mail, you get your mail at the mailbox.
What's
In the
that?
road.
We haven't ever been able to.
As far as your
get
mail, you get your mail at the mailbox.
Right.
No,
not at your
we got a
house.
Post office.
Post office
Post
mailbox.
office.
Yeah,
Post office box, that for 40 years.
right.
Same
Okay, so it's not a
address.
mail issue.
See, you want 911. But it's where we live, it's our residence address, place of residency address. That's what they're talking about here.
Yeah. So it doesn't affect your mail, you don't have to change all your bills and whatnot. So I'm sympathetic
Well,
to
my
changing all your
driver's
paperwork,
license
but
has it, my passport has it, there's all kinds of things that have changed on it. Real convenient when it's on you.
yeah, it's-
I don't think we really have a choice in it because it's a state thing, right?
You can do more research on it and look at all the assignment changes on Melody Lane in one shot if you want.
With all due respect, this isn't like, I don't want to change my address. This is home. It sounds so stupid, but if I pick up the phone and there's an emergency, I'm gonna say 384 because it's a habit of 30 years.
Yeah. It's not stupid.
If a truck, because it's a private road, we have no services. If we have a Valentine's Day snowstorm, nobody's coming to save me anyway. Doesn't matter what the ordinance is or where the sign is, because we didn't plow it.
Yeah.
It's very,
Or sand it, if we have an ice storm on Friday, that we don't have to worry about the services. But if I call them and say, I got a fire at 384 Melody Line, and there's a big ass sign down there, and it says 384, nobody's gonna drive by it and say, oh, well, these 428, we gotta drive by this one to get to that one?
Mhm.
And there's no place for another driveway.
Can you put a sign there, that says 384 AKA 428?
Let's do something even if it's wrong.
Probably can, yeah. But I'm calling it 384.
Let's do something even if it's wrong.
Sympathetic
Let's move on.
to your problem. I also am concerned, as someone who responds to 911 calls, that if the system is toning out 428, they better be able to find 428.
By the sign at the bottom of the driveway?
Yeah.
Or the sign on the house?
Bottom of the driveway, that's what we look for. Because the house is way up there. So, bottom of the driveway.
I don't know, I've called them a few times, they've come, they saw the, 384, here it is. But, okay, whatever.
But it sounds like the system is picking up
The
428.
system is only the person running the wheel who says what it is. This guy here.
The 911 system is picking up 428.
Only because it was told 428 in the
Right.
last couple of years.
Right, but if that's,
Somebody told them that. It's been 384 for 30 years. Somebody changed it.
eliminate the confusion. That's the safer option.
Jason, when are you gonna do the rest of the addresses on that road?
Justin.
Justin, sorry.
At any point, whenever, as long as I know I have like boards blessing for readdressing properties, then I'll be doing that. So it's gonna
Good
happen.
night.
Nice.
All right,
Let's,
I think it makes sense to do all the addresses on that road at the same time.
yeah,
I don't
Deal.
know why we're singling out one property, so.
Get them all
Right.
ready to go, Justin.
Yep. Can do.
Sympathetic to their concern, but I think they should be renumbered based on measurement.
yeah.
All right, wonderful. Can we do Mudgett Hill real quick?
Yep.
We're like
So,
woefully behind Justin, so.
Mudgett Hill, those ones are correct, but there's Mudgett Hill versus Mudgett Hill Road. One starts in Hyde Park, one is in Johnson. Johnson side starts over Hill. The Hyde Park side starts on Route 100. So right now there aren't two of the same address numbers. Don't know what could happen in the future, but right now there's not. But it can be confusing having two similar road names with similar numbers being the same road but completely different. So I just want to know if the select board would like to change those addresses to all be in line, starting from the Route 100 Hyde Park side, going straight through, or just leave this numbering alone and with recognition of the confusion, potential confusion. This was brought up to us by the E911 state, E911 board at the state of Vermont, and also talked with Hyde Park. And it makes more sense for Hyde Park to not change theirs since Route 100 is the main road. So I just want to follow what your recommendation is on this one.
Isn't more road in Hyde Park? Or more of the roads in Johnson, correct?
Johnson can go up higher, I believe, so yes. So
I guess I'm wondering where there are more houses. If we're gonna inconvenience people, it seems like.
Oh, okay, I did that counting, and there are seven houses in Hyde Park and 5 in Johnson. Unfortunately.
Well,
Thanks a lot.
we should probably handle it instead of kicking it down the road to a future board.
Yeah.
My proposal is changing the addresses in Johnson to reflect from 100. And I'm getting no feedback.
I agree.
from me. Adrian said yeah. I didn't know that was clear enough. And I'm getting a whole bunch of,
So the numbering in Hyde Park starts at 100.
yeah, heads up the hill. And ours
Just
starts
start at
from
1?
over hill and works towards Hyde Park. It's like the numbering on the road is coming from both
Right,
sides.
this starts at 100 and goes that way. What do we, and that first one is what number
What, our first house?
in Hyde Park?
It's whatever the measurement is.
I'm just wondering if that's so.
I say align with Hyde Park.
If our measurements go off from Route 100, it's not from the town line, is it, Justin? No, it's from,
It's from the beginning of Overhill. Or if we start with Hyde Park, it'd be just in line with Hyde Park numbering. So we, instead of restarting at 1, it'll just go from 100 to 105, what have you. It'd actually be more, have a map up. So it'll go from 186 in Hyde Park to like 230 in Johnson versus 464 in Johnson. I just want to caution that I'm happy to do it, to have it in mind, make it make sense. We could get more feedback and pushback from property owners with the more assignments, but
certainly can.
Pissing me off.
There's only 2 people that have said do it, and 3 people have not said anything, so
Peter, is that problematic in the 2 different towns? From a 911 perspective?
over there, they should all be calling North Hyde Park Fire Department anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, there's-
Even if they're in Johnson?
It's pretty close.
I'm having a hard time understanding this, Frank. I'm sorry.
I can share my screen again.
Understanding the request.
The Mudgett Hill and Johnson is the same road as Mudgett Hill and Hyde Park.
Yep.
They have slightly different names.
So in Johnson, it's Mudgett Hill. In Hyde Park, it's Mudgett Hill Road.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
And on the screen here, I'm just showing the current numbering system starting from Ober Hill, working its way, versus Hyde Park starting at 100, working its way up.
If we got 3 board members that can't make their mind up, can we?
I'll make a motion that we align with Hyde Park.
There we go, I'll second it. We can let it die if it dies, that's fine. Further discussion? We've had a lot of it.
Oh, third, makes sense.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Abstain, I kind of missed a lot of
Fair
that.
enough. You gotta, the ayes have it, Justin. Can we move on?
Yourselves lucky, Mike.
Can we move on to the next one? We got 2 more, and then you can get out of here.
Okay. Interlocal agreement. We're looking at next year's local agreement starting in July of 2026 through June of 2027. A lot of the towns are preparing now for their town meeting budget, and with that, trying to figure out what the assessor budget should be through the agreement. And in doing so, you need to know what the towns are thinking of for their annual weekly average. The town of Johnson is currently an average of 8 hours a week, with office hours on Tuesdays from 2 to 4 and by appointment. I'm wondering if we would like those hours to increase at all, and if there are any projects that you need me or want me to take on. That one of them would be specifically doing a town-wide mailing in 2027, like we did in 2025, to ask property owners to submit their changes, etc. We got a good amount of feedback. I think it was 150 or 200 responses. There's about 50 changes. And which is, depends on how you look at it, out to 100 parcels, you know. Yeah, we like that. That's a significant hours too.
So you're saying you need the increase in hours if we decide to do the mailing again?
Yeah, the mailing and or if there are other projects in mind.
Okay.
Mailing
I
takes
would-
104 hours.
The mailing itself, there's the inspection, the sorting through it, adding to the spreadsheet, adding to the route, performing the inspections, doing the data input, photo upload, and then mailing them out. So I'm not sure that that whole process would take the full amount of hours, but I wouldn't dare say that I could just do that all under the
Right.
current amount of hours.
Vacation.
I give you the same.
I feel like we're close to a townwide reappraisal, and we're already pretty tight this year. I would be more apt to agree with Paul at keeping it at 80 hours. I don't know how.
We seem to throw money away all the time for other things. What's a couple hours?
Fair enough.
And this is also just a way for me to double check my work with the Selectboard as well, to make sure that I'm getting done what you want to get done, and making sure that we're on the same page to understand what I can get done with what amount of hours.
When you say any other projects, do you have any suggested projects that would be helpful?
Good question. One thing I'm looking into is the village grand list, for example. I noticed some inconsistencies, like with how we are valuing village properties versus town property, if they are in both the town and village, because the village doesn't get the full value that the town does. They get a portion of that, but how you calculate that portion should be the same, unless there's a significant reason for it to not be. I looked up 11 parcels, and 4 of them were done one way, 3 were done another, and then the others were variable. So I went with the consistent 4, but 4 out of 11 is really a good consistency number. So again, we can just wait for townwide reappraisal, or I could try to dive into that further. Right now, with my hours this year, I'm trying to focus on tax maps, so our to the public facing when they click on parcels to get the correct information. So before that, I'm focusing on values to make sure everyone's estimates are as accurate as they can be, so we're quote unquote taxing people properly. And then after since that's been pretty well taken care of to the best of my ability with the hours given, I'm focusing on the public side.
So if we increase your hours to 10 hours, will you be able to do the mailing, send out, and do the village, town, property assessment thing you're working on too?
Yeah, I would imagine that I would think so.
Okay.
Focusing on the village during the summer hours and then doing the mailing during the winter hours. I think last year we increased them by 64, so that would make sense with 104.
Yeah, 52 times 2.
You did that all by yourself?
Sometimes I mess up.
You did, you really did.
Sometimes I mess
I
up.
can't believe it.
Makes
I
me
saw
angry.
it.
All right. Have you changed your mind?
Possible. Do we think that we will catch a lot, as many as we did before, since we probably didn't do the mail out before? You know, like should we take a year off from doing that and then pick it up the next year, because we're probably not going to get a lot the next time anyway.
Yeah, plus we got the time, like, repairs were coming anyway, so.
Well,
Okay.
Right now, we're building a budget to take effect in 27. At this time next year, you'll need to budget more hours for the assessor anyways, because that will be for 28, which the townwide reappraisal starts. And I believe that there's a burden on Justin's position when that happens,
Okay.
hours-wise.
Yes, thank you for knowing that. So also in this, that's a please no LOL. The townwide reappraisal will begin in FY 28 and be finalized in FY 29. And during those hours, during that time frame, the assessor hours are anticipated to increase by 50 to 100%. I can see if Mimi Burstein, my field assistant and also certified assessor, can assist with some of that mailing and paperwork. She gets a lower wage than I do, and it helps me from burnout. And overtime, so far I haven't had any overtime, so yeah. But so that's another thing to consider is just kind of hold status until after townwide reappraisal, and then after townwide reappraisal, I highly recommend doing the annual mailings to try to keep up with the grand list and just make it a nice routine practice in the assessor's office. Because after the reappraisal, I'm assuming everyone's gonna know who the assessor is. And yeah.
Start with you. Increase or stay the same?
Stay the same.
I'd go for an increase.
I'll go for an increase.
Same.
I'm still at stay the same. Thank you very much, Justin. I do appreciate what you do.
I
We're
think
talking
we
about
receive a
budget.
lot of value from our assessor, and I don't think it's unreasonable.
We do, actually, we're gonna talk about that right now.
Justin? Still there?
Yep.
I just want to apologize. I totally missed your email that you sent on Saturday. So I was unprepared for this. Which may
That's
have,
okay.
which may have something to do with my having a hard time wrapping my head around it.
All right.
Thank you.
Next up is E&Os. I guess I would entertain a motion to approve the E&Os as presented. Do I need to read these out, Rosemary?
Probably should for the record.
Vermont Transco LLC increase 263,200. Vermont Transco LLC increase in 3,200. Village of Johnson changed from inactive to exempt I don't know,
Change from what?
inactive to exempt,
Oh, okay.
they aren't. We own half the building.
No, this is for electrical lines.
They're exempt?
Yeah,
Really?
For the portions in the village.
Oh, for the portion that's in the village, okay.
Yes.
And Katie Audette, there was a correction of acreage, which resulted in a reduction in $85,300 in village taxes. Anything else to add, Justin?
I would know that that's village assessment versus village taxes, but otherwise.
Yeah, it's all assessment, thank you. Somebody gonna make the motion?
That last number, was it 85,300?
85300.
so moved to accept errors and omissions.
Second.
Motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? And the ayes have it. All right. Next up, Peter gets the hot seat. Hopefully this can be quicker than changing addresses.
Yeah.
You need to sign it, yeah.
And then we're back to you, Carl. We were doing so good. I was sitting there going, we're frozen.
You know, Mike,
What item are we on?
Library construction contract.
I don't think it's in the packet, though.
No,
That's yours?
Peter sent it out.
That's yours.
Yep.
I can pull anything up on the screen that's needed.
Might as well go out of order.
We signed in the wrong spot, Peter. What? No. This one's already got 3 signatures on it.
I couldn't rush
Hey,
me
Rosemary
another
started,
mistake
she's in
tonight, so.
charge here.
Doesn't matter, they're all the same.
I'll put mine there.
Yeah, but you didn't sign it.
Why sign it after everybody else?
Yeah, so you'll now be good to go.
Okay.
All right, Peter, you
So-
have the floor.
So I sent around the contract for your viewing pleasure. And Brian's here to answer any questions that you might have. And hopefully we can sign a contract.
I do think that this puts us as the town in 100% liability. Our motion was basically to expend the grant funds that we have. If we sign this contract, the town is signed up for 100% of that payment, which we don't have budgeted for. I think there should be some verbiage added to it by our town attorney that absolves the town from responsibility in the event of a shortfall in funds. I'm just one board member.
Well,
That's more a
you've
board
asked-
question than a Brian question, sorry.
You asked the attorney based on our emails, right, whether our motion covered that?
Yeah,
We don't have an answer
the
yet.
motion's gray, but if we sign the contract, we're responsible for the funds.
I can't be responsible for the funds. That's what the contract's for.
Understand?
Okay.
That's a big thing that we need to understand if we're gonna sign a contract.
Oh, gosh, so what's the alternative?
Has there been any conversation about opportunities for the library to meet the grant requirements without completing the entire edition?
I looked into that a little bit today, and I'm afraid that the addition needs to be completed to be in compliance with the grant. The work for both the original building and the addition needs to be completed by December 31st, 2026.
So it's not a telemedical, internet access. There's more to the grant than than we had originally.
Let me see if I can pull up the key phrase for me was complete all project activities related to this grant on or before December 31st, 2026. And that refers to the scope of work, which means relocating the building, construction of new foundation, addition that includes a covered porch, a multi-purpose room, a program/meeting room, a computer lab, and private soundproof booth/small room. Upgrade the pre-existing entrances to the building and ensure the installation of any new entrances to meet ADA standards. Install a new HVAC system for proper heating, cooling, ventilation, mitigating the risk of future closures due to health events such as COVID-19 outbreak. That's where the grant originated, was COVID funds. Remove the old system, repair, replace, install electric, sewer, water systems to and throughout the building so that both the current building and the addition can have proper running potable water and electricity. To be completed by December 31st, 2026. So we have to finish it.
So we're left with the situation that we're in, where we either potentially send a check back to the federal government or state government, whatever, for 800,000, or potentially have almost $800,000 out of pocket.
Or the library board raises the necessary funds. I mean, that could happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I
think
think the deficit's a little less, and I don't know if we had all the numbers correct at the last meeting, after talking with the library board. Sounds like it's not 800,000, I think it's.
It was 700 and change.
I thought it was 760, but.
760?
I think it was.
Which is pretty close to 800,000, right? There could be a change order to get us 40 grand. I'm not saying there would be.
40%.
So.
They also, they were looking at, I think there's a $400,000 grant that they're feeling pretty confident about, which would be a lot of that.
Permission to address the board in the audience. I've had time to think since our last meeting that we took the vote on this. And throughout my life, I've always tried to live within my means. Occasionally, I did digress and maybe didn't live up to what I tried to do, but from that time forward, I have always lived within my means. And I believe that the town should live within its means also before it enters into any agreement. So the only thing I could say is that we've got X number of dollars to deal with. That's the amount of money that we should deal with. That is a sure thing. You can wish in one hand and crap in the other sometimes, looking for a pie in the sky. So I would actually like to rescind my positive vote from the last meeting.
You're killing me. All right. So, I need the plan.
You need what?
I need a plan.
You're out 800,000 if you don't. You're gonna pay $800,000 back to the federal government and then not have anything?
So we're backed into a corner.
You-
Back to my previous point,
you're
right?
gonna be out some money one way or the other on this scope, what's going on here. You're already in it.
I don't think so, because you said last time that we've got to do certain things
Yep.
to satisfy that.
Yep.
And so that could be toned down considerably to a bare bones thing to do that.
I was quoting information from someone as to what those 3 or 4 things were. And then I see the paragraph I just read to you, which is the black and white.
Well, the problem I have is that the vote we took last meeting was to approve the contract as long as the town's not on the hook for the money. The contract says the town's on the hook for the money. So the contract doesn't match the vote we took. last meeting.
I thought what we were voting on was that there would be no funds from the town. That was a message to the library board that we would approve, but don't anticipate that the town is gonna close the gap.
Well, it was partly that, but it's also, what if the library board comes up short?
If the town signs a contract, what if they come up short?
What do you want
Can
to
we ask the
do?
voters? I mean, can we put this to like a bond vote? I don't even know what that really is, but like, it sounds right, you know? I mean,
Municipal
can we ask
bond.
the town
It would
people
have to
in
be a
town
bond
if this is something we
It
want
would
to
have to
vote
be.
for?
We couldn't afford it. You don't have to go out for a bond if you can close the debt in what, 12 months or less?
Mhm.
For a building? Is that,
Right.
it's 12 months or less?
I mean, I would think that, a lot of people in town want the library, you know?
I think everybody wants to
And
support
I
the
understand,
library.
yeah, I understand it's a
Yeah.
big expense, but we can't move forward without somebody owning it. The town's gonna be the owner, somebody has to be responsible. You know, I'm already 50 grand into this project, at risk. You know, I believe that it's gonna happen, that we can do it. You know, and I can't afford to go too far. You know, my accounts are, you know, lumber's getting dropped off. Per the contract, I was supposed to have the floor system done on the 15th. The prior contractor is a month behind already. I had 11 months on this, or 10 months on this contract. We've already lost one. And I can't even get started yet. We haven't done backfill. None of the stuff that was supposed to be done by the 31st or the 30th has happened. I'm already behind on this project. You guys are gonna be out the money one way or the other. Like, it's not a great situation, except we get a library one way or the other. I think it's, you know, that's all right.
If we expend the money and the voters vote down a bond, how's that work?
How about we
Honest
think
question.
about how we can fix this? You
I
know,
think-
It seems like there's a pretty good chance they're gonna get that $400,000 grant. That seems like it's a reasonable bet.
When-
That still
when does-
leaves
When does that determination come out?
250, 300?
Yeah, so you mortgage 250, 300 on a $2 million building. Sounds like a good deal. You know, for most, anyone.
It's a
Look
great,
at
yeah.
that, you know, right?
It's just we're spending town money without asking anybody or,
Right,
you know,
no, so I mean,
budgeting for
maybe,
it. That's the,
but we also need to move forward because of the grant, right? So we can't keep pushing this down the line. The foundation's already in. We can't redesign the whole thing again. That's gonna take another 6 months and another $60,000 to try to save some money, but we've already got dirt work. You got all that dirt's coming across town. There's already plans are in motion. Things are already moving. You know, I think, yeah, we're a little ahead of ourselves here, but I don't think we have a choice. Yeah, I don't think I've ever ordered $50,000 worth of material without any deposit for any any client ever. So you should feel honored.
I don't know what to do. I need the plan on how much work's gonna be trimmed and how the money's gonna show up.
I think you're asking for something that's not possible
For something that's not possible.
without a whole lot of time going by.
Yeah, we need to move on this. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, we gotta start lining up MEP and ordering long lead time materials.
okay, so the fact is we are in a corner, right?
Backed right up
So
into
let's
it.
say we say, no, we're not gonna do it. Then we owe 800 and some odd $1,000 back to somebody for the grant money.
We assume that, maybe they'd forgive it, maybe not.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
You,
I didn't
you
read
wanna
it.
say
I
something?
doubt it.
But we only
You're still gonna
have-
have to bond for that, to pay that
Have to
back.
bond for that, yeah.
Talk about opening one hand and crapping in the
So it looks
other.
like we need a bond one way or the other.
Seems like it would've been a good idea to leave it where it
I've
was.
heard that somewhere before.
So if we don't do it, if we owe 800 and whatever it is, $1,000, and we only have 600 and some, 670, something like that in hand still?
I don't know, Rosemary, how much?
Well, they do it on reimbursement basis.
Right. So we have to,
We ran the numbers last meeting, we had 600 and some.
694,
Trying to pay for this
and
month,
that,
4 million.
694,000, and that did not include Tetro's
Tetros.
current work.
right.
Which was,
So if we stop right
184.
there, we give the money back, we still have to cough up 200 grand.
No, we have to cough up everything we spent.
yeah,
Well, yeah, but it's 800,000.
Donna, can
We
you
have
send this to me
600,000.
again?
No.
From the last
We've
meeting?
spent
Yeah,
800,000.
we made the vote on that.
we've already spent
And then been
800,000.
reimbursed.
I must have
and we
deleted
have
them or something. I
600,000
can't seem
more
to
to
find them.
spend to get reimbursed. So we can't take their money and pay them.
Okay,
Like,
I didn't understand that. That's
this is quite a pickle.
it's
I would like to
it's in
know.
a pickle.
Seth, you got something to add that's wonderful?
I'm not sure if it's wonderful. I'm probably the only time I'm going to do this, say I'm asking a question as a Johnson resident, not LCPC, and I'll probably instantly regret it. But just in case.
LCPC.
Listening to make sure that's clear. I understand that you've looked at the grant agreement. Has the town had any conversations with the funder about the process for amending the scope of work or increasing the award based on increased costs? If not, it may be valuable to take this step of reaching out to the funder to see if there's one way or the other to help.
Can we trim back the scope or can they give us more money?
So just something I learned today, there's always been a difference between what I think the town understood was the grant was 1.5 million. And the library keeps saying it was 1.68. The reason for that is that there is a provision in the agreement for an additional $168,000 if a need is shown. That would be, coming up on the end of the project. That's why we have kind of a difference of numbers there. But there is, in terms of your calculations, Rosemary, there is $168,000 that is potentially available from this funder that is not written in here. Whether, I can't speak to anything else relative to going to the funder and asking for more money or anything like that. That's the library.
Okay. I guess again, just as speaking again as a resident, that funders have been receptive and are aware of, I don't know this experience with this one specifically, but are aware of changes in construction costs and such. So it might be worth the board.
So this is ARPA money. I don't know, I don't know if there's still some pool of ARPA money that can be grabbed or if it's going into a ballroom or something.
It depends on the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Private donations, Peter.
All right, let's not go down that road. So can the library board reach out and ask these questions?
It seems like the board and the select board should do it jointly. I mean, because we're the ones signing the contract still. So,
We're the ones on the hook for it?
yeah.
I
So,
mean,
So you do understand what delay means.
Back into a worse corner?
It's gonna get more expensive.
I might be going for pie in the sky, but what I hear is a whole lot of, very pessimistic pie in the toilet, you know?
You know, Peter, that's a lot of money to just kind of grab out of the air, you know?
You guys are
Really?
talking way too much about waste.
What, you know? Yeah, so maybe we end up having to give all the money back in the end, or maybe, we're using the word maybe a lot here. Maybe the library raises the money. And then, you know, so we're taking a risk.
Right now, you're looking at giving back $800,000, or maybe $400,000 is what you gotta go to a bond vote for or something. That's $400,000 less than you have to give back now, and you have a library. I don't know.
Maybe we get the building there and sell it for the shortfall.
That's absurd.
We're throwing out a lot of maybes, right? And I understand you're advocating for the project, Brian, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And it's not because I'm not busy, you know, this is a pet project. I wanted to do this for a while.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like we have a hell of a lot of choice here, really.
Can we
This
approve
came in-
one phase or two phases of the project?
Well,
3
here, that
phases?
doesn't get the grant done, so it doesn't help us.
No, backs us into a worse corner.
When you sent out this payment schedule, Peter, I looked at it again and I thought, yikes. You know, right now we've got the first 2 payments covered, so by March 31st, you gotta come up with another 250 grand.
Mhm.
That's not very far away.
Project set up, kickoff, meeting, floor system, ordering temporary power and heat planning, $370,000.
We're gonna be ordering trusses, windows, floor systems are already landing tomorrow at the yard. Full framing package is gonna be coming as soon as we can start moving. We're gonna start buying out the MEPs, buying out, you know, all the other contractors, so we pay for that now and set our rate and our price. And if you guys went with a larger contractor like Red Loaf, you'd be paying 50% more, and they could run out these numbers on their own, but you're paying for that, you know.
They
I'm a small
probably,
contractor, I can't be going out that far.
they would probably progressive bill.
Yeah, they were just,
But you do pay more.
Yeah, you pay a lot more, yeah. And we've already lost a month, so we need to front load. I mean, we front loaded that payment schedule because we gotta be aggressive at the beginning of this project to make it work.
Well, I don't like it, but I think we ought to do it.
I didn't think you guys were gonna like it.
Yeah, March 31st. No retention. 2% if we miss an invoice.
What are the chances we're gonna miss an invoice?
I don't know, sometimes the meetings don't line up perfectly. We could.
And that's what I pay at the yard, you know what I mean, lumber yard. It's 175 at some, 2 at others. We can do retention if you want. We can do retention at the end of the project, you know, and this is a draft, we can change it.
I would like some form of retention. Not that I don't trust you, it's
Yeah.
a portion of.
Yeah, we can do the retention all at the end or progress retention if you want. 5%.
I'm fine with it at the end myself, but probably progress retentions might make it so we could fund it. Oh,
take a vote, Mr.
too
Chairman.
soon?
Get the vote over with.
Nobody's made a motion.
If we were to vote on a draft contract, other than retention, are there any other changes?
I'm very nervous for this project.
I understand
And
that.
if I am still on the board and we are that short, I will probably lose every argument, but this project has put the town in a very bad position. I understand you can think pie in the sky as much as anybody, not you, anybody can think pie in the sky as much as they want. If we're staring down $500,000 for a building that we guaranteed was nothing, and we're gonna take on another building and add more cost.
Yeah, I understand that. In the
I
interest,
have the whole picture, not the library.
we better all have the whole picture in our minds. I think I have the whole picture too. Just involves a lot of pie.
Yeah.
So if there were to be a motion, it's a waste of time if we don't include in the motion changes. So other than the nervousness factor, is there anything else we need to change in a hypothetical contract? And I'll make a motion, we can vote.
Retention's the only thing I saw that seemed like standard practice. I mean, I didn't see anything else in there.
And what,
50%, then we could fund it.
I might not sign that.
what's the
Do you
language?
wanna do 10 at the end, or do you wanna do 5 progressively?
10 at the end's fine with me.
Sure, keep
10.
it simple.
What's that, 10%?
10%,
Yeah.
yeah.
Till when?
1 year.
6 months?
9.
This isn't a negotiation. You're on the hook by law for warranty on workmanship
Yeah, I
and
mean,
material
I'm
for
still
1 year
looking
either
for it, but
way.
I still don't want $140,000 sitting at the town. That's a lot of money on a project.
Oh, I don't even know if we'll have the $140,000, so you could draw blood from a stone.
Where are we, 5, 10, 15?
I'll do 5 for a year if you want.
7.5 per year. All right,
5. All right.
5 for a year.
I'm at 7.5 per year, Peter.
Stop it.
10 for 9 months. Just,
Michael gave his opinion ahead.
I mean, I was at the library when it flooded. You think I'm gonna not come down and warranty the damn place?
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't think.
I'm not worried about that.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the draft contract as submitted, with the addition of 5% retainage.
Can you add who's gonna sign it?
To be signed by,
Can Rosemary sign it?
I think it needs to be a board member.
Okay.
to be signed by a board member. All right? Evan's not gonna wanna sign it, so to be signed by
Have Paul
the
sign it.
chair or the vice chair.
I can't sign it. 'cause
You can't sign it.
So you need to clarify the retainage, 5% for a year, you okay with that?
Make the motion, Peter.
Okay, but who's gonna sign it? I'd have to include that.
Peter should sign it.
So the motion is for 1 year?
5% for 1 year.
Okay. To be signed by?
And is it appropriate for me as a member?
You can,
I mean, even though
sure. I'll sign it
you
if the
break
board
my
tells me to
hand,
sign
but,
it.
yeah, what?
I will sign it if the board tells me to sign it.
Okay, all right. To be signed by the board chair or a board member of his choice.
Oh, wonderful.
Power.
No, you can choose me all day long. I'm not gonna sign that. No way.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? I believe Adrian's gonna abstain from the vote. I believe Mike's made himself clear. I feel like we're backed into a horrible corner and this decision is being made under duress.
agree with that completely. This is not a good spot.
No, it's a horrible spot. We can take a chance or we can take a chance. So let's dig the hole deeper. I think we need the library in here with a plan. Or do we need to tell the library that we're gonna take over and start chopping? We're under further discussion here. I can call the motion, but we're gonna move on when I call it.
The select board could take over and start chopping.
We don't want to take over the fundraising responsibilities.
Yeah, that's hoping to get all the funds.
We need a clear, concise plan. I think it's December or what? They're gonna need to average 50 grand a month, and that still leaves $150,000 or so short. All right, motioner and seconder. Would you accept the friendly amendment to reduce the contract by the cupola expense and all of that, so we're not actually approving the 1.48? Do you have those exact numbers?
Or the.
You had them in the contract.
I think there's 65.
I think it was 65 total.
Yeah,
But you provided numbers for those.
for the cupola and the.
Granite steps versus
Granite
concrete.
steps, yeah, I think.
I'm going to ask if you guys will take the friendly amendment to chop those and not sign the contract for 1.48, but to sign it for
Yeah, we want to reduce.
1.48 minus everything that can be reduced that was provided by the contractor. Huh?
1.415.
Sure.
I will accept the amendment.
1.415, is that what you said?
What's the
So
amount?
much better.
You should have the exact numbers in your motion.
It'll be 1,415,000.
So, okay, so you're signing a contract for $1,415,000.
Let's move on. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All of those opposed?
Nay.
All right, we're gonna do this in a roll call. Peter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Adrian,
Abstain.
Michael,
Nay.
Aye.
I vote yes under duress, and I am very concerned about this project. I don't know what needs to happen, but we need to start chopping and start bringing money in. Okay?
With you.
And I would add to that, we need to look hard at how we got into this situation. And make sure we're a little clearer in the future. Because right now, we don't have a whole lot of choice.
No choice.
And we shouldn't be in this
I
position,
think we asked for, yeah.
so. Enough said.
We live in the past, bad things won't
Yeah.
come up. Carl. E-sign,
You want me to send it to you?
send it to Peter, he's the representative, and I will e-sign it and I will copy Peter on my reply.
Okay.
Or you can send it to Peter and I.
Like 5% for a year?
Yeah, you're cool with being left out of the. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, Carl, I've shoehorned this meeting enough. Can we go rather quick? Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Holmes Meadow.
Seth is here, he could chime in as needed.
There is a contract the LCPC has provided. We need to adopt a motion and authorize a signature for the Holmes Meadow contract. Holmes Meadow floodplain restoration construction contract with Boulder Excavation. And we already motioned to go with the amount. This is just,
As you
The
awarded the
contract.
contract in November, this is a matter of approving the contract and authorizing Evan to sign it, which he has there in his desk too.
This is a retroactive motion?
No, we just need to approve the signature and the contract. We already approved the expense. It's kind of like the library. We approved an expense, but we just talked for 45 minutes about a contract.
Is that our new model?
We want to bring this one back up.
So I would move that we
Can't pick this up, yeah.
approve the contract and designate the chair to sign.
Second.
All right, motion and second. Is there further discussion?
Yeah, I think equal time, 45 minutes.
You can forget that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, there's multiple Holmes Meadow things coming up. There was an addition. There is a request to plow and sand the pit road. And I believe because it's not budgeted, Jason
It's
wants,
because, as I understand it, Jason's concern was that the town has a budget for buying sand. And he wants to be sure that the select board's okay with him using that commodity that you pay for. Just spread it on the gravel pit road, which he normally would not sand.
I'm fine with it as lightly as possible. It's a flat road with no corners.
I think though, yeah, Jason and the contractors will take care of it and, you know, do what's needed and not more.
Do you need a motion or is it?
Yes, Jason was, feeling I got, maybe Seth could confirm, Jason seemed to want that done formally here at the select board so that there's no questions about
All right.
who's authorized to do it.
Move to approve the sanding of the gravel pit road.
I love it. Further discussion? As little as we can get away with. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the ayes have it. Okay, next up is Holmes Meadow change orders. We did kind of adjust the header on this. There is a change order for the gravel extraction of our existing pit, which is grant eligible. I believe Carl was recommending that we approve change order number 1 to the Holmes Meadow floodplain restoration and authorize the extraction of gravel from the town's pit and the hauling of gravel to the highway yard at a cost of $72,900. And it is grant eligible.
Yes, it is preparation of the pit to receive the fill material from Holmes Meadow.
So moved.
Second.
Motion in a second?
This money stuff just never ends.
No. We just backed into an $800,000 hole. This money we get back.
That's right, maybe we can put that in the hole.
Okay, it's coming up. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed.
Nay,
And the ayes have it.
just have to have a nay in there.
Yeah. I don't have to do a roll call for all in person, but I feel like that last one was kind of needed. Next up, there's a soil management handling and testing change order. Just nod your head. It's change order.
So there's a change order regarding the soil. That change order is a change order to the contract with Boulder Excavation to authorize Boulder, then you'll pay for it through the grant, to have them dig the
Test pits.
many
so
test
it's-
pits
Yeah.
that are needed, and to use their GPS equipment to document the location of each one of those, which is necessary information for Weston and Sampson to use when submitting the report to the state.
And that $14,600 is grant eligible. So the recommendation from the team was to motion to approve change order number 2 to the Holmes Meadow floodplain restoration contract and to authorize the excavation and documentation of soil sample pits at a cost of $14,600.
Why weren't these done ahead of time?
Go ahead.
So the initial soil management plan with A&R was for the soils to be tested as they came into the pit. That's usually how things are done, is once they're excavated and then tested. But the volume of material is such that that's a lot of coordination of stuff comes in, stuff goes out. So we've been working with A&R to revise that, so to test a grid instead of segregating the soil into 1,000 cubic yard piles in the pit and then recombining them based on how the levels come in. So I understand your question and agree that it would have been better to have been able to do this beforehand. But this is how we got here.
Because I hate change orders. Hate them.
We're gonna see a lot of them on other projects.
I'm starting to run down.
You won't be around for those.
Like the $1,900 fee for prime ag land.
That's the state.
Yeah, I know, but for the industrial park, prime ag land.
All
What a
right,
joke that is.
so can somebody either make a motion to approve or deny that?
Make a
14,000?
motion to approve change order number 2 to the Holmes Meadow floodplain restoration contract to authorize the excavation and documentation of soil sample pits at a cost of $14,600.
Second. I was first.
Adrian's got it. Paul's in the back seat. He was too slow on the draw. Further discussion? I understand what you're saying. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
And the ayes have it. I don't know. So the next one is Weston and Sampson provided a quote for $50,000 to perform the testing and reporting. I believe you said it's not clear if they are contracting with the town or LCPC, and LCPC was gonna provide clarity on that.
And so yes, now it has been clarified to me at just like the 11th hour as I was leaving on Thursday, that their contract is with LCPC, but it's going to be paid for with the grant that you're getting from Vermont Emergency Management.
Right.
So the motion could be to accept or agree that LCPC can hire Weston and Sampson at that sum of money to have the sampling to monitor and be the, the professional to oversee the sample collection, the testing, and then the filing of the report with the state, and of course, provide feedback to the contractor and your other professionals involved here.
So moved.
That was a really long motion. You got the giblets, Donna?
Yep.
All right.
Second everything.
Motion and a second. Peter seconded that one. Is there further discussion?
Sorry.
You're real slow to the draw now,
Great.
Paul. It's getting late.
It's getting late.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
And the ayes have it. All right. We're really closing in. Didn't get the budget on this one.
Forget that.
No, it's not on this sheet.
But it's on
It's on the other sheet.
I've just been going off this sheet. That's fine. Next up, we have designation of a town signature.
Yes,
Official.
this came up.
See, I like to call them an SL, not an OA.
This came up at the pre-construction meeting. It was suggested that the town have somebody designated to be the person to sign documents and to do it tonight because this notice of insignificant solid waste management event, a document that Weston and Sampson would prepare for you, was going to have to be signed fairly soon. So rather than take the chance that it does or does not come out before January 5th, asking you to do that tonight.
Do you have a recommendation?
I would think probably you would be the.
Wonderful. Somebody want to make a motion?
Paul,
Go ahead, Peter.
no, go
I
ahead.
see what you're getting wound up. I move we designate the chair of the select board to sign documents related to home meadow project.
Second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion. Can we make it the chair or the vice chair if I get in a car accident, you know?
Don't jinx
What was
yourself.
thought, yes.
Friendly amendment?
The amendment accepted.
Friendly with you, Mike?
Yeah, but you don't jinx yourself.
All right.
That'll do it.
So it's chair or vice chair, Donna. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the ayes have
What if we
it.
get in a car crash together?
Drive carefully.
You'll have to have
What if we hit each other?
Head-on collision, all right.
And Weston Sampson's out of luck.
So we got 2 more items. I believe that's all for you, Carl. Am I wrong?
One more. One more on Holmes Meadow. SLR has requested an increase in its service contract. I believe the amount is $8,970
This never ends.
per the memo from the LCPC. The reason for that is the increased amount of work that SLR has had to perform because of the Act 250 permit. And it's I've got it here. Act 250 in the bid process, and they still have to do the construction oversight this winter.
I suggest they go to the state for that.
Kind of.
It is
Yeah, well,
grant eligible,
Cumbersome.
and these amounts that we've been talking about are still under the grant award.
Thank you. That last part was the part I was worried about. Everything seems to be grant eligible. How big is the grant? So it's totally.
This one's not in the hole yet.
I know, right? Really?
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve an additional $8,970 for SLR Consulting to support the construction oversight throughout the winter at Holmes Meadow.
Second.
Is there further discussion? All those,
Didn't they know about the state with the 250, Act 250 and everything else ahead of time?
I understand it got complicated because of the soil management piece.
Yeah, I think 4 of the 5 additional budget items are tied specifically
Yeah,
to the
that's what I
soil
figured.
management.
Regular domino effect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
gotta love it.
Yeah, good love it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed,
Nay,
and the ayes have it. Now we're good, Carl?
Carl, I just emailed you that other contact info.
I'll get that to
Quarter to
SLR.
11.
What?
Thank you.
Have a good vacation.
Thank you.
Crazy, huh?
Yes, thank you.
What? It's 5 of 9.
Oh, yeah.
Get your glasses checked.
Did you sign that stuff?
No wonder you're voting no on everything. You thought it was 11 o'clock.
You see, the deal is,
Mike, we have one more.
No rush.
we have 2 more. Fifth
Well,
employee.
you.
We're talking about the fifth employee.
that's what we get to before we.
Thanks, thank you.
All right, so at the beginning of the meeting, we moved item number 5 down to here. Item number 5 is the 5th employee for Public Works. I believe we've all seen the staffing report and heard with relative frequency about wishes for a 5th employee. And I think we're being asked for some
So it says,
clarity and support.
says in our director's orders, the crew has been having a really hard time
That was just
keeping
my,
up with winter maintenance.
whatever
That was,
description.
that was probably a quick write-up that one of us did. It's
Yeah,
not.
well, anyway, you know, I hear this talk about plowing snow at an inch and sanding. Maybe we don't need to have the roads plowed and sanded at an inch of snow. That would cut down on overtime and cut down on the
So
workload.
you're volunteering to write our winter maintenance policy?
Well, I think Mike's got a good point. I do think we probably plan when we need to.
Yeah, we need a policy though.
We can make a policy.
Do it,
We can just grab a policy right out of here.
do it.
And just say 2 inches, 2 inches or 3 inches or something, not 1 inch.
Yeah, write it.
We can make a motion.
Okay, make a motion.
Has anybody talked to the highway department guys?
I had a conversation with Jason the other day. He would just love to have a policy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna say maintain the roads not to the standards that you've been maintaining them at, the public will ask questions, and
Oh, yeah. it's
I
gotta be a
do
big
think it's
public
only
push.
fair for Jason to be able to say,
Well, let's dig out the policy and amend it.
has made a policy. Here it is, I'm doing that.
Is there a previous version of a policy, or are we doing this from
Tom
scratch?
threw a couple ideas at us months ago. I know it was on our priority list. Maybe we
Draft?
discussed because there was ones on the LCT. I don't know, but I'll have to dig, I don't have a direct answer.
Okay.
Well, there's plenty of policies out there that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, I'll look into a few towns' policies and bring it to the board.
Okay, you'll look into it?
I'll look into it.
Cool. I can email some recommendations.
Not gonna charge us for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge
He
you
makes
for
the
it.
big bucks.
$8,970.
There was is it grant eligible?
It's a change order.
No.
It's grant eligible, they're gonna charge for it.
I do think, we've been struggling with the 5th employee or not. I do think at the very least, we should dust off the part-time employee job description and take a look at it. Even if we decide to go with a full-time 5th or whatever, at least it's dusted off to current for a future board. I did talk with the person that does or used to do our part-time work. And I don't know if it fits as good in the schedule as it used to. So we might need to actually post it and look. There are complications with part-time employees. And really the 5th employee conversation for me always ends up coming down to what can we afford? I don't know how much the taxpayers are gonna support it if we keep going after large increases. It has nothing to do with the quality of work they did, whether or not they got done. It's just brass money to me. And if you guys think that we can squeak it in the budget, I'm cool with it.
I don't see how we can decide that until we finish the budget.
Yeah, but we'll see it pretty soon. While we're talking about the budget, the library needs more money, the skate park does. I gotta put that gravel line in there. And we gotta decide on wage increases. And we haven't had anything proposed to us from the union yet for what they want for increases. It's getting silent. Can we dust off the part-time and the full-time position? I guess the full-time position's already been dusted off because we just posted it.
We can dust it off, but by dusting off, we're not agreeing to post it necessarily.
That's
No,
right.
no. I was saying if we get it dusted off and get it to the board and if they say, I don't like this part, I don't like that part. If it were to be posted, I would not want it to look like this.
We offer a part-time position to one of the interviewees we had here before for the Public Works.
We could. I think we'd still have to post the position. I mean, we could let people know that it's posted.
Yeah,
But
just
it
so we
has to be
didn't have to do
publicly
interviews
posted.
again.
Evan, when I talked to Jason, he gave me a description of what the last week or two had been like with breakdowns and stuff, and
storms.
my power of retention's not great, but are you able to relay any of that?
Exact hours? No, I'd probably have to look at the timesheets we just signed. I know it's been tough because it snowed for a week straight and they had a gearbox in one of the trucks go.
Yep, that's.
And our press couldn't fix it, so they had to take it up to Leo's. And Leo's broke it. So now we gotta buy a new gearbox, but without the ability to spread, there's concerns about using the truck, because if you get in a slippery situation, you can't really get out of it. Am I rambling?
Not too
I
bad.
feel like you were asking me to ramble, huh?
Having another employee doesn't help any of
It
that.
doesn't help the equipment side. It helps a lot on overtime. I feel like we didn't get anywhere, but at least we're talking about it.
I mean, the amount of overtime they're doing, does that just equal like a part-time employee?
Yeah, except we don't pay it. It's
It,
comp time.
it equals them being around a lot more in the summertime. Because a lot, we budget 300 hours. And we try to not go over 250.
Mhm.
And I think there's still a lot that's put towards comp time. So we're not paying it out at time and a half, but we're paying it out at time and a half hours in the summer. Is that accurate, Rosemary? So I think
Shouldn't
there's,
actually budget less overtime.
I do think summer projects will suffer if this winter keeps up the way it's keeping up. But maybe we can contract portions of it out. I don't know.
A lot of towns do. Considering they use a lot of their comp time in the summer and want to know what things done anyway.
Have you ever called and talked to
I think you
Jason?
guys have done a great
Or
job.
the
I'm
guys?
sympathetic because the hours are tough when it snows every damn day.
They're tough. It's tough on holidays to leave your family, but
That goes with a municipal job. I did it for 26 years. I know all about it.
But the fact is, the board voted down a fifth employee because you couldn't afford it. This summer,
Well,
whatever that was.
was it March? Were you on the board when David resigned? Yeah. But like pretty fresh.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in March, we had an employee resign and we looked at the situation from a dollars in perspective because every one of the 17 properties in the buyouts would be lost revenue. And basically if your expense stays the same and revenue goes down, you know how that works, right? Your taxes just go up, your tax rate.
And we had-
So that was the concern at the time. Also, historically, there was a lot of discussions about a fifth employee in the gravel pit, but they've grown into doing a lot of work for non-highway things also. There was a lot of pushback from committees and we didn't rehire a fifth immediately. I believe
Well,
I could quote somebody that said, we're used to them doing everything for us.
Well, and with the grand list, I was told that, yes, we're losing flood properties and that from the grand list, but because of the work Justin has been doing, we still have an increase in our grand list, like even though.
It doesn't matter if you still have an increase, you lost those properties either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say you had a 0.5% growth in your grand list. Well, if you still had those properties, you got a 2% growth in your grand list.
Mm-hmm.
But you lost 1.5%, your grand list went up 2%, so you only show a plus 0.5%.
Mm-hmm.
It's a loss either way, in my mind.
Yeah.
And the state has come out and said that they'll fund a program that's supposed to pay for the taxes as long as they fund it for 10 years at a rate of 100% of the.
100 for 5 and then 50 for that.
Yeah. Now that's assuming that it's funded every year when they do their budget
We actually got our first payment today.
for that
Holmes
property.
Meadow, yep,
And it was the full amount.
for municipal tax, yes.
No kidding. You should have led with that news, Rosemary.
I feel like if we're still not ready to, never mind hire a fifth employee, but even have a thoroughly informed conversation about cost and benefit, that we at least ought to do something now by way of some part-time relief. And so it doesn't, I think what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be an either or right now. We got a problem now. Let's address it with some part-time employee and,
And then figure out the bigger conversation. So let's start by finding that job description and just get it up to the board and we'll talk about this again.
Okay.
We're probably gonna have to meet again this month.
Oh, yeah.
So rewrite the job description to say part-time at the top instead, basically?
I thought didn't we have a
I think there
separate
is
job
a
description? Because
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I used the part-time one to change to full-time.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so use the old one as this one.
Okay. Next up. I guess we're at least moving the right way. We're moving somewhere. Some
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting that for us. So are we going out to hire a part-time employee? Or we not
Not
deciding?
right
I
off.
think we're gonna need to approve a job description.
Approve
even
the
if-
job description first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we're gonna hire, it sounds like Peter's supportive.
At our next meeting, even if it's just a budget meeting. Okay.
Yeah, we can still talk about that. Next up, we have Mike Mignon, who I believe has brought information that is probably sensitive. So,
There was the budget item on the agenda if you need to say something.
I think we just need to schedule another meeting.
Okay.
Text or something. I've had a long week. It's Monday.
Sure.
Have you?
Yeah.
So, do you have information that you're going to share with us that would be, okay. Hang on. So for revolving loan fund review and approval, I need somebody to make a motion to enter executive session under 1 VSA 313A6 to discuss a revolving loan fund application and its related trade secrets concerning confidential business planning and prospective investment records and information protected from public disclosure under 34 BSA subsection 3341 and 1 VSA 317C9. And we should probably invite Rosemary and Mike Mignon.
So moved.
And Donna?
That's minute taking. That would be public record.
That's right. Okay.
So is this, are you gonna come out of this and do more business or?
We may come out of this and make a motion. If that's the case, I'll probably text it to
Okay,
you.
but this is the last thing on the agenda that.
Yes.
Here for?
Yeah, I know we were back and forth, up and down,
Okay,
but we're at the end.
okay. Did somebody second this yet?
Who made the motion?
I moved it.
Who did?
Adrian made that motion. That's a
You did it
beautiful.
first.
Paul's gonna second it.
I did it.
Mike seconded.
Actually, I moved. You didn't beat me.
Paul seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the board is entering executive session at 9:11.